my other computer with the chat as well. So let's go here, 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 here. All right, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. It is Tuesday, December 22nd. Oh my goodness, I'm ready for Wednesday, the last day of the week. And I will be on Cheddar TV tomorrow. Been a busy time right at the moment. So let's put come and join me live on YouTube. Stocks. We're going to look at the SPY. We'll look at the Qs. We'll look at Apple. What's interesting is Apple is trading very differently from the SPY. We're going to look at Peloton and more. All right. There we go. That is good. Good. Got to get my checklist of everything done. There we go. And there we go. All right. So you guys should see me. Hello, Ben. Hello, Dea. How's my day going with the red day? Oh, great, Michael. Ready. Very nimble. Bear or bull, you got to be nimble and ready to switch the hats either direction, right? Okay, we will look at Tesla, Ben, for sure. I don't know, my Google just lit up. That was a weird, right? Hey, Google, play license-free, relaxing music. Let's have some music in the background today. All right, so let's look at the SPY. I do one-on-one training, and I had a student that I was working with this morning, which is where this box came from. So we actually had 2 short trades this morning, and then we were saying, hey, you know what, I'm done. I'm not going to touch this until it proves otherwise. And we had these moving averages that acted as a brick wall. But looking at the bigger picture for the SPY, hello, Asif. Yes, we will talk about gold and the dollar. Don't worry. Ben, I have Tesla on here, so I will touch on that as well. So you guys can see, I've got the arrow going down. Did I have that over here? That was from yesterday as a sample. Hey, potentially these two are ones to watch for the trades. All right, and I will get rid of the pink levels as well. That was my stop, get out levels to pay attention to, and potential targets down here. That was from yesterday's work that we were doing. So sorry guys, let me just clean up the charts. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little tired today. Been really busy, and I hope you guys enjoyed the free watch list on my website. Let's go over there and I will show it to you guys. So the website did transition over today. It is up and running 100% as far as I know. Taking a little bit of time to load. We're going to work on that and get that fixed. But awesome new look, and really excited about it. And the watch list right here. So today's watch list was free for everybody as everything is transitioning over. I had my personal watch list. If you guys are new to it, here's where you can watch the tutorial video. Hey, this is what was happening with the indexes pre-market. Here were the global announcements. That was yesterday. It didn't transfer over. That was an error. So here we have December 22nd, right? Apple to the long, ELYS, Peloton, MP, plug, WMG. These are the reason why I say longs and shorts is because that's the momentum pre-market. It doesn't mean that it's only going to be a long or only going to be a short, depending on if those levels are broken, right? And then the charts as well. So I have the SPY on there. If it breaks down below this wedge and we close below, hey, there's a potential target that I'm looking for. I didn't put that. Hello, AK. Welcome. And so all of it. So today, pretty much probably until the end of the week, till I get everything 100%, this is going to be free on my website, so you guys can check it out because of all the transitions that I'm going through and updating everything. And it is on sale 30% off. If you go to the shop right here, it is 30% off through December 31st. So if you guys are interested in subscribing to it, you can do right there. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah. I really like the new watch list. I have to say thank you to my friend Brent. He's an amazing guy. And if you guys want to email him, right here, btac@me.com if you guys want help for websites. Right here. So everything, the watch list is on sale. So check it out. All right, back over. Let's go over everything as well. So we've got the SPY over here. This is that trend line. If we break below there, target down here, roughly 354. We'll move it up just a little bit to 354. We'll move it to that 50. Simple moving average, roughly 354.50, because it has gone up a little bit from yesterday. So we're going to move that target up just a little bit. Right now, it's looking a bit bearish. Yesterday was looking bearish too. Crazy wicks over here. Everybody's messaging, Jane, what are these crazy wicks? Sometimes that happens. Sometimes there's weird trades that happen, and most data centers scrub that data. They try to get rid of outlying information of trades. So looking at that, that's probably what it is. It was just weird trades that happened, and it showed up on everybody's charts. Let's look at the Qs as well, right? So Qs is down 12%. Very interesting. We see this weakness in the Qs. However, Apple is 10% of the Qs weighted average. So this has pulled down. Hello, financial freedom. Thank you. Let's go to Apple and look at that as well. And then we're going to touch on Tesla. And let me add QS. Kyle, I did get an alert that QS was crossing up above 82. I thought of Cleveland today. All right. So ASIF is reminding you guys, if you guys like the live stream, please hit that like button. Always appreciated, right? This costs you guys nothing except for a little bit of time and sharing the love like I share with you guys, right? So Apple, pretty strong, right? And then it pulled back. So now that I'm looking at it, this Qs chart is fairly similar. We're coming up, hitting that 50 simple moving average on the 5-minute chart, and it seems to be slowing down a little bit. Will this end up being a consolidation disbursement range? Maybe this is disbursement, spring up, come down. We are testing this trend line here. Is that going to end up being support, or will we fail and come back down here? Yeah, we can add Johnson & Johnson. I know that they were talking about their vaccines as well. If you look at Pfizer, Myrna, once the vaccine news came out that it was approved, what happened to the stocks? Boom, they started to drop. Many times it's sell the news, buy the rumor. So they were in the upward motion. Yeah, Pfizer's on the list today, Salve. So we'll look at that. And SMP or STMP, financial freedom? SMP? I'll put SMP on there. All right. So we had Apple potential long to the upside. Sure enough, it broke out above my level to watch 132.50. Yes, came up, screamed up a nice $2 almost trade to the upside right there. We had, I don't know what the name of the company is, ELYS Game Technology, and had a nice short squeeze. This is lower float. I did put that on there. I also mentioned that it is, if it's lower float, let's go back over here really quickly, let that page load, that when it's lower float, it's going to have much more volatility to it, and it can squeeze much more quickly. So right here on the list, you'll see it's in yellow. That means, hey, caution. Be careful with this one. This is a yellow one to watch because it is lower float. It could move up really quickly, or it can move down really quickly. So be prepared either direction. All right, so coming and running to the upside here, and then came back down. Looks like it found support roughly along this moving average with a minor dip right here down to 6. Came up, setting a lower high. Looks as if it's in a bearish trend at the moment. Peloton had a great bull run today based on its acquisition news. Nice. You know what, Salve? I don't really look at the news. I just look at the charts. So here it came up. It looks like 166 is really that top off point, 165.50. No buyers were able to buy above there. Buyers exhaustion, sellers stepping in. It had a breakout right here up above the 165 area, and then sellers now look to be taking over and taking control. So it had a nice couple of trades right there, opportunities to off of this 162.60 level that it bounced. Nice trades to the upside there. MP as well today had a potential trade. Really went sideways. That's okay. There's other opportunities. Plug, amazing. Plug, Blink, fuel cell, green energy for the cars. Definitely on the move. Not sure if that's in relation to Biden. Likely it is. And looking at this, had an amazing trade. $2 off of that breakout right here. Pre-market, so it broke, had set a new level, came back down. Once that new level was broken, volume came into it, and up it went. Warner Music, this was on my potential short list. Did have a nice little short trade at open today. Came down, actually 1040. Have you ever thought of doing a video about IPOs, Jane, after finding out about Airbnb on the Fool? You know what? I can do one, Donald. I'm going to write that down. Thank you. That's a great idea. I will do one. And for everyone that is watching today, make sure you check out Cheddar TV. I will be on with Cheddar TV tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. So check that out. I don't think I'm going to have a link because I'm just going to be, it's a live interview. So check out Cheddar TV on YouTube tomorrow. I believe it will be live streaming there. Yeah, we'll add Neo. So let's do IPO video for Donald. I'll give you a shout out, Donald, when I do it. Okay? All right. So WMG came down, bounced right over here. Off of that average, you see how it came to the average and it bounced and then it shot up. Oh, no worries. BHP, I write it down just because I'm a little tired today and I need to put it down because later I will not remember. All right, so if anyone has studied Elliott wave, this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or if we just want to count it from trading day, really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, either way. And then we have a bit of a corrective wave, A, B, C. This could be a new wave 1 coming here. If we break down below 64.50, continuation move to the downside, potentially all the way down to 63.50 here. So watching this, it has a little bit of an H set up and could be continuing to the downside. So Pfizer has, hey, this is where we had the news that Pfizer was going to be accepted as the vaccine. FDA approval. What happened? Boom. Let's look at Myrna. All right, what day did Myrna get the approval? Not quite sure. Maybe it was this day, December 9th. Boom. Let's look at Johnson & Johnson. They're next to be on the list. Right? Based on what's happened, maybe this is that day, super high volume. Did they already have the approval from FDA? I don't even know. Let's see. Approval of Darlex. Okay, but that's for a different drug. It's not for COVID. 50 people in the U.S. have a first COVID shot by January. Okay. Volunteered COVID, John Chile. Nothing about the approval just yet. But seeing the pattern that's happened with the drug companies, it could be a sell the news type scenario for them. So to mention, who brought Johnson & Johnson? Nicholas, do you see that? That with those, hey, yeah, it's running up, awesome. It got approved and it ended up selling off. To go into that. Okay, let's look at BABA. I know Mike has BABA. He's asked me about BABA before. So this is still in that downward motion. I would watch for this to see if it really can hold support roughly around 254 area. If that area doesn't hold, this could likely drop further to the downside. It seems like it's somewhat in a downward channel today, definitely downward on the daily chart as well. Carmax had earnings today and doesn't really look like the market liked the earnings. Had a big downward move pre-market, traded within the range right at open, and then broke down to the downside, came down, found support roughly where we are now, and then continue to the downside. Remember, many times with a earnings report, either to the upside or to the downside, 3 days of that movement downside, and then you might find support, or 3 days to the upside, and then it might curl over. But typically, when it is to the upside, it will continue to trend roughly for 3 months. Not always, but roughly. All right, let's add on NEO and Home Depot. Okay, so let's look at QS for Kyle here. So QS, parabolic move. This is a low float. Congratulations to you guys. I know you guys are in this. Nice job on QS. That's all I have to say. Looks nice. I would watch to see if it cannot break above 126. Might be a head and shoulders setup on the shorter time frame. We have higher volume right here on the left shoulder, a head level, right shoulder. I would watch to see if it breaks down below 115 for the downward reversal trend. CLSK, another one, looks like potentially low float as well. Looks as if it's heading up for that head and shoulder setup. If it could break down below 22.50, could be coming back down to the $21 mark or even further down. They have that 20.20 down here, so I'd watch down here for 20.45. All right, we already went over Johnson & Johnson. SMP. SMP looks bearish on the daily, a little oversold on the RSI down here, right? Showing oversold. No idea about this company, but there's not a lot of volume, only 260,000 in a day. Let's look back further on this. So looking at it on the weekly chart, looking back on the weekly chart, I'm going to make this bigger and do this. This is what I'm seeing. Right, this is pretty much this is over a weekly chart. You can see that patterns just set up time and time again. So this could be a big area of range trading for this one. Hard to trade, right? As a trader, going sideways is very hard. We're down at the lower limits of it over here. So would watch to see if buying volume comes in. Might come all the way back down to $40, that round dollar mark, and find support down there. I would not try to catch the falling knife. At this point, it looks more bearish than bullish, but it might bounce up to the upside up here to 43 and then continue down further. NEO as well. So NEO, here we are on the daily chart, came up, almost hit 50 today. 49.84, round dollar mark, $50 sticks in people's brains. Potential head and shoulders. Do you guys see this? That high volume, head, shoulder potentially. Would watch for the neckline at $40 to break down. Yeah. All right. And Home Depot. Let's check this out. Home Depot looks somewhat similar to that SMP. Right? If we look at it here, we sort of have a bit of a downward wedge, right? It's not, let's tighten this right here. There we go. So every time it comes down, bounce, up, bounce, down, bounce, up, bounce, down, bounce. It seems as if this 50, it's slowly acting as the resistance. So if it could not break above 275, to the upside here, looks like this is more in, we have another trend line right here that it's just testing right here. This might have been this day selling off of the 50, and then potentially down. We're below all of this volume, so I'd watch that. Are we going to close below the low of 270.30, which we are below right now? Likely this was all selling volume potential for this to continue downwards. All right, let's look at IDX from NetSky Limit. So IDX had this big parabolic move. You can see I adjusted the trend line there. Here it's hitting the 20 SMA, curling back down. I think I turned off a couple of my moving averages. Let's turn them back on. There we go. And now it could be coming back down to 190. If 190 doesn't hold, potential move down to the downside. Oh yeah, my pleasure, FYTY. Hit the like button if you like the live stream. Okay, ABML. Let's check out ABML, American Battery Metals Corp. I don't know what it holds, but I'm imagining metals, maybe nickel, stuff like that. Looks as if it's a lower float, a parabolic move associated with it. I would look for this to come back somewhat back down to reality to 47 cents on the shorter time frame. We look over here, it's bouncing off of that 50 simple moving average, but the moving averages have curled over. So would wait for that confirmation to the upside before getting into it. This could be a big bull flag, right? If we do this, let's do a channel. So I'd want confirmation that it's going to break out up here above 110 and above that 20 simple moving average, and volume on that breakout to the upside as well. All right, DPW. Let's look at DPW together. So Dpw Holdings, let me get rid of some of these over here. Daily, not looking very nice, right? It's somewhat flatlined with a support area over here, roughly 350. And then we have a bit of a consolidation or distribution area right here. This was support, then it flipped to be resistance, roughly 420. So on the daily over here, higher volume, almost got up there every time. This has a trend line here as well. So when on this, it has a descending triangle right now. This could potentially break out to the upside, would need volume confirmation, and I would like a break above 420 for that confirmation, in my opinion. Last one, GILD, Gilead. So Gilead, ooh, implosion to the downside. Thank you, NetSky Limit. All right, so we are creating an H, a double bottom here. Gilead did have the first approved FDA drug, remdesivir, that was given to Trump. It is an antiviral. It's looking a bit oversold. There was a dividend that came out of 68 cents. Looks as if potentially there was some buying power that came in at 57. It went sideways for a little bit. So I would watch over here. Is this area going to hold? All right. Oops. Let me stretch this out. I'd watch that to hold. You see right now it's bouncing off of it as well. You're taking the pain on Guild, but all is buy. Yeah. So we will see. 57 is the low. Yeah, right now there was all this volume down here. I don't have my other page open in which I could look at it to see if maybe there's some bigger people coming in, but the big volume is up above us right now, right here. So there was a support level right here of roughly 58.50, and there, it's funny because you guys know that I also follow the dark pool, right? So if we go to the darkpools.com, we just got a 2.54 million share print at 57.81 above us up here. So know that right now that is above us. So yes, added more Guild today under 58. So I would watch to see where we go from here. If there's more Guild pain to come to the downside, now seeing a really large trade up above us. All right, guys, hope you have an amazing day. Tomorrow I will be live with you again at 12:15. Have an amazing rest of your day. Carpe Profit, seize those profits one trade at a time. Oh, Tesla. Thank you, Ben. So sorry about that. Thank you for reminding me. So Tesla coming back down to the 20 simple moving average and bounced. I did add some Tesla today. I had 633 in mind as my target right here, and I added up here, added back to my original. Oh, thanks. That sky limit. I added to my original position in which I took majority off. I'd taken 75% off from my entry that I had back here, guys. Remember? November 17th. Hey, this is the target from the breakout. So right now, looking to see, I will exit if we stay below this trend line. but watching it to see where we go. 600 is my stop. So I've given myself $30 stop on this with the target that this is going to continue up further to roughly 740. That's my rough target from here. Bouncing off of the 20 SMA. Again, I was in teaching mode, finished, and saw it bouncing, hitting my trend line. So got in there, looking to see. We're definitely in oversold territory in the 5-minute chart, and we will see if we set an upward channel like this. That could be potentially, this candlestick might determine if it's going to break down further, or this could be that lower risk entry, and then it might come up to 631 and then back down. But it's in the upward motion a little bit from the low of the day of 614, where we had high volume right there. Highest volume was right over here, which also happens to be the midline of this channel, which is kind of cool to see that afterwards, right? So looking to see, will we break down and really close out down below on this channel? Big volume was the day prior, Friday, entering the S&P 500. When we look back at the run-up, we can also adjust this right here. If I pull this trend line down, we came almost down to the trend line here at 604. So would also look at that, hey, that wouldn't be an abnormal spot for it to hit at 604. And then we have an ascending wedge. If we break out, we could see potentially maybe even all the way up to 800. So we'll see what happens with Tesla. End of the day will be my determining factor for the trade. All right, guys, have an amazing... Oh, I wanted to look at one other thing. I wanted to throw on some Fibonacci levels over here from the low right here to the high. And yeah, 609.37. Ah, thanks. Thanks, Beatrice. So I'd be looking at 609.37 as the Fibonacci area, and then up further for the potential target. So have an amazing day, guys. Thank you, Ben, for reminding me. I am tired today. I'm not going to lie. And I will see you all tomorrow at 12:15. Carpe Profit sees those profits.